ॐ विश्वस्मै नमः। ॐ विष्णवे नमः। ॐ भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभवे नमः। ॐ पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनाय नमः। ॐ मुक्तानां परमायै गतये नमः। ॐ लोकत्रय आश्रयाय नमः। ॐ शोकनाशनाय नमः। ॐ सर्वप्रहरण आयुधाय नमः। Verse 38. विष्णु सहस्रनाम स्तोत्रम्। पद्मनाभोरविन्दाक्षः पद्मगर्भः शरीरभृत् महर्दिरुद्धो वृद्धात्मा महाक्षो गरुडध्वजः। पद्मनाभः अरविन्दाक्षः पद्मगर्भः शरीरभृत् महर्दिः रुद्धः वृद्धात्मा महाक्षः गरुडध्वजः। ॐ पद्मनाभाय नमः। ॐ अरविन्दाक्षाय नमः। पद्मगर्भाय नमः। ॐ शरीरभृते नमः। ॐ महर्धये नमः। ॐ नमः। ॐ वृद्धात्मने नमः। ॐ महाक्षायाय नमः। ॐ गरुडध्वजाय नमः। पद्मनाभ, lotus seated, or one who has lotus in his navel. This is not to be taken literally. Navel or Nabhi is a psychic center where all unmanifest thoughts first spring forth into our recognition. This is called Pashyanti. This seedless state of all thoughts is called Para. Therefore, Padmanabha means one in whose bosom lies in a potential, what we call potential energy, in a potential form, possibilities of the universe of expression. It is like a seed in which everything is contained, or it is a seed from which everything springs forth. It also means, Padmanabha also means one who manifests himself in the lotus of heart of his noble devotees. They always a noble heart or the heart of a noble devotee is compared with a lotus. Lotus is a sign of purity. One who is seated in the pericap of the lotus is also one more aspect of Padmanabha. Mahavishnu has a lotus emerging from his navel. Not only that, his eyes too resembles the lotus. Aravinda Akshaha. Aravindakshaha. Aravindaksha means lotus eyed, or one who has eyes as beautiful as the lotus. Lotus has some very specific feature, specific quality. It opens at sunrise, it blossoms at sunrise, and closes in the night. That is, at the sunset, it closes. At sunrise, it opens. The Lord is also like this. The beauty and the grace of the Lord springs forth, opens out in the presence of his devotees. And at the same time, the flood of his grace dries up, as it were, whenever he encounters the dark sensuality of the ignorant. The moment he sees a devotee, it opens out, he opens out. Whenever he sees the ignorant, dark, negative qualities, he quietly withdraws. So this is something like lotus. So he is called Aravindaksha. Like the lotus at sunrise, Mahavishnu is very, very happy to see a true devotee. And like the lotus at the sunset, he turns his gaze away from the evil minded. The only next is the how do you find him? Where do you find him? The best place to find Mahavishnu is in the lotus of one's own heart. Every living being, if he looks inside, he'll be able to comprehend, perceive, visualize, imagine, and see the Paramatma within himself. Dwelling in the lotus heart, Padma Garbha, one who is being meditated upon, the center of the lotus of the heart. Lotus has a tremendous significance in our scriptures. The devotee's heart itself is like a temple, and and the temple where the Lord would like to reside permanently. Now, in the we have seen five names associated with the lotus: Padmi, Padmanabha, Padmanibhekshana, Aravindaksha means same Padmaksha, Aravindaksha, Padmagarbha. Now these five they denote the five sheaths called Panchakoshas of a human being. Padmi denotes Annamaya Kosha, Padmanabha denotes Pranamaya Kosha, Padmanibhekshana reminds us of Manomaya Kosha, Aravindaksha denotes Vijnanamaya Kosha, Padma Garbha denotes Anandamaya Kosha. The five koshas called Panchakoshas, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. These five names correspond to that. Padmi, Padmanabha, Padmanivekshanaha, Aravindakshaha, Padmagarbha. Now, all these five sheets are there, but the substratum of all these five sheets is Narayana. So, this Narayana Chaitanya, it is the one which nourishes the human body. So, he is called Sharira Bhrut, nourisher of the bodies, one who sustains and nourishes all the living bodies is Sharira Bhrut. All we can say, one who is a form of food and prana. He becomes the very cause for the sustenance of the body cannot survive without food and without the life that is called prana shakti, mahaprana. Now, even though a body can continue to exist without visible decay for maybe 50 years, once life has ebbed away, prana shakti has left the body, the dead body cannot maintain its form. It cannot exist even for 48 hours without decomposition. So it shows the importance of the prana shakti in the human body or any living body for that matter. So the one who presides over the body nourishes and maintains it, and in whose absence the body decays, he is the one called Sharira Bhrut. He is the one who sustains, who is a sustainer of the body. The one nourishing our body naturally has to have tremendous prosperity, great prosperity. It is called Mahadehi, extremely prosperous. One who has great Riddhi, which means prosperity and power. Prosperity and power, these two always go together. We can call them glory or Aishwarya. Now, thus the term means Mahardi means one who is by his very nature glory, Aishwarya. It always resides with him. Ruddha, expansive. Mahavishnu is the one who expands himself to be the entire universe, who has manifested himself as a world of plurality, what we call the world of names and forms. And all these things are constituted, these are finite things, but these are constituted from the cosmos from the supreme power, which is infinite, undecaying. Now, and this supreme being has been in existence right from beginning. Beginning means even before the concept of time itself emerged. Okay, he is very. How old is he? Very, very old, older than the oldest. He's extremely ancient. In that sense, he is the eldest. Vruddha Atma. Vruddhatma is the next name. He's called the ancient self. Actually, in the self, there is no concept of time. The self is beyond time, beyond our intellect. Because time itself is derived from intellect. We thought of time. We think of time. Time is an aspect. But here, Vruddhatma only means that he was the self before the creation. That means this self has been in existence even before creation. It is only after creation of time that we are capable of saying and indicating him as the self of the various living beings. He is the first self, Adi Deva, Adi Purusha. He is the self whose manifestations are the world of polarity. So, since he is in every being, he is seeing through everybody's eyes. We can say he is a Mahaksha. He has great vision. He has complete vision. We can say great eyed. He can see everything simultaneously. Mahakshaha indicates the eyes which can see not only the world of objects which we can see, but also something like an X-ray through them and feel that all that is happening deep within the bosom of all creatures. For example, we can see a person, we can see the person's expressions, but we cannot see through him and really understand and see his thoughts, his feelings. So Paramatma is able to see all our thoughts and all our feelings and emotions of every living being, every person in the entire universe. Obviously, he must be having some super eyes. We can call it great eye, Mahakshaha. He is the great eye, seeing at all times. He is the consciousness that illumines all things at all times in all bosoms. So greatness of the Supreme Being is proclaimed by the emblem of his flag. His flag is Garuda Dvajaha, eagle flag. One who has Garuda as his symbol, as his insignia on his flag. That an Garuda is considered to be the vehicle of the Lord. It is a Vahana. Now, eagle has a great significance. Eagle is incomparable with any other bird because it soars high and flies far above. And from the great height, it can see even the minutest speck of dirt in the world. The eagle, after flying its victim, swoops down and takes it away, thus purifying the atmosphere. Any carrion, any dead body, anything which is polluting, it can come and take away and purify the atmosphere. The Lord is like this. He may be at a greater what distance wherever he is, but he is able to see. But he will not like any negative thought to come into the heart of his devotees. A true devotee, if at all he gets a negative thought, the eagle, Mahavishnu as the eagle, he will bounce and take away the negative thought and free the individual. So eagle is very symbolic. Eagle is considered as his vehicle. So with this, we have come to the conclusion of this verse. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om शांति शांति शांति।